Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Clinkenbeard.
It's afternoon.
Good morning to me, so good morning.
Good afternoon.
It has been so far. I got to sleep until 11, which was awesome. Had oatmeal, which was even awesomer. I love it when hotels have oatmeal. And now I'll take questions.
You said in the adapting anime panel that you judge by the source material who to cast as who. How often do you consider yourself for that for a certain voice?
It's really hard when you're directing or when you're producing because you get very attached to the shows, so you automatically are going to like some character in there. You're probably going to have some character that you identify with, and I've just made a rule for myself that I don't cast myself as leads. I just don't. And it has happened occasionally on accident. It happened with Kodacha on accident. It happened with Holic on accident. Because I cast myself for something that I think isn't going to be very big, and all of a sudden it is. But I try to keep myself in the mix somewhere because I think it's important, if you are able to act, to get in the booth and see how your actors are experiencing the booth at the same time. So I know if there are any problems in there recording-wise. I know what the sound is like. I know if the scripts are working out. So I'll give myself a tertiary character and then kind of let it go. But don't be surprised if that just means that I'm saving up for someday when I'm so in love with a character that I can't turn it down, and I'll be like, well, I've never done it before. So maybe. Yeah.
Kind of on that same subject.
As a voice actor, do you feel that's something that you have to pursue on the West Coast? I know there are opportunities in Texas and New York, not so much in Chicago. Do you feel that it's an endeavor that you go to the West Coast for?
We all struggle with that, and at Funimation at any given time there are 2 or 3 of our main actors who are like, well, I might have to move to LA. It kind of depends on what kind of acting you intend to do. It is entirely possible to live in Dallas and be an actor and nothing else, as long as you have good relationships with the casting directors, and maybe make opportunities for yourself and are willing to do other things like I direct and produce and write. As a voice actress, until Funimation is no more, I will be in Texas. I will work for Funimation as long as they will let me. I don't have any intention of moving to LA. I don't like LA. And I think I would rather move to New York if that was the case, or Vancouver. But that being said, I know a lot of people who move to LA and suddenly have a lot of work, even if they didn't before. So it's a difficult decision to make. But, I mean, think about LA. It's so expensive to live there that even the people who are making tons more money than they were when they lived here are still living not as well as they were. The quality of life is not as good as it was when they were living in Texas. So I'll avoid it as long as I can. Yes.
In terms of all the different voices you do you have a different routine you go through? If you say you're doing Gohan for a while, do you have a different routine in the morning versus Riza? And what kind of approach in general do you have? Is it the same kind of, you know exactly what you want, as with you were saying with the directing?
My routine to get ready for a character is always the same. I sing in the car to... My goodness. I sing in the car to the radio really loud because that just warms up my voice.
Sure.
And I can't sing. I'm not a singer. So I will never share that with anybody. But I do it. And it's more important if I'm doing, like you said, Gohan or Luffy or a boy voice, something that's going to rip me to shreds. It's more important to warm up. And I have terrible habits as far as like drinking water or drink tea, or no, I drink Diet Coke. I eat things that I shouldn't eat before a session. I don't eat green apples. I'm terrible about all that stuff. And I don't prepare emotionally for a character because I think the more you prepare, the more you're making assumptions about what's going to happen. When I come into the booth, if I see somebody on screen crying and that's who I'm filling the flaps of, then I connect to it immediately because that's what's going on. And when somebody cries, I cry. So no, I don't do a ton of preparation, actually.
Is there any character in particular that can get to be mentally draining on you? Because like someone like Gohan, even though the series is long over, there's video game releases and they have you yelling in the booth for so long.
Gohan and Luffy both have elements of exhaustion to them, but they're two of my favorite characters. And because they are so long-term, you just get more connected to them, and I miss them when they go away. When I haven't done Luffy in a really long time, it makes me sad to see him, because I'm like, I want to go back. And then I'm sure as the day I go back, it'll be like, I want to stop. They're absolutely exhausting. And I don't know that it's a mental thing so much as it is a physical thing. Even if you're not screaming, they're so high energy all the time, and your voice is pinched off in a way that you never have to concentrate in real life on, and so it's just it's like doing yoga for your throat. You just are concentrating on muscles all the time that you aren't used to. So a whole day of that will really wear you out.
Is there a huge difference between voice acting for a cartoon as opposed to like a video game? At least as far as getting direction and things like that?
It's completely different. Voice acting for an anime, if that's what you mean, voice acting for an anime is completely different from voice acting for a video game, which would be completely different from voice acting for prelay, and also for voice acting for advertising of any sort. They're completely different animals. Video games are really freeing. You go in and they show you a picture of the character and they show you the description of the character, and then you build the voice together and you show them what you have. I come up with this voice, what do you think? And they like it and push you in a different direction, and you get to do a lot more freeing stuff, but it hurts twice as much. For 2 hours, they'll shred your vocal cords. And then anime is much more controlled. It's much more long-lasting. Video game is a quick little weekend and you're done, but anime you can go on for months recording the same character. And it's very controlled and very technical, but I kind of like that aspect of things. So.
Are there any other voice actors that you get really excited about in terms of, knowing that you're going to be in the same anime as them? I know Laura Bailey and Monica Rial are two that I'm personally fond of that you've worked with before.
Those are my two best friends, by the way.
Ah, very nice. I love Case Closed. I mean, are there any others that you get really excited about knowing that you're going to work together with them?
I guess I just work with all of them so much, and it's kind of a family of Funimation. We all hang out together, so even if I wasn't going to work with them, I was going to see them for dinner on Wednesday anyway. So I don't know that I get super excited about working with anybody. It would be different if I was working with somebody who I hadn't had that opportunity with. When Mike Centro-Nicholas comes in town and works, it's like, oh yay, somebody new! Spike Spencer works on Evangelion. I would love to work with Mary Elizabeth McGlynn or Liam O'Brien or Sam Riegel. I'd love to work with them. But I don't have that opportunity very frequently. When Scott McNeil came in town to work on Hohenheim and Fullmetal Alchemist, that was neat. That was somebody that we knew of, that was so popular, and I had seen him in He-Man all those years ago, so it was like, that was really cool. I don't get starstruck very easily. All right, well, thanks for your time, you guys.
Thank you.